Hey everybody, it's Mark Taylor-Canfield in Seattle, the rock and roll journalist. So I'm here in Seattle to remind you to vote, because this is one of the most important elections in the history of our country, and democracy is on the line. Don't let them tell you it's not, because I'm executive director for Democracy Watch News, and I spend a lot of my time studying issues like vote suppression and dark money going into politics in this post-Citizens United era, where money is considered free speech, so billionaires are buying elections. So beware of anything you hear out there. There's so much disinformation. Make sure you fact check everything first, but mainly make sure you vote, because there's a lot of media manipulation going on out there, a lot of negative attack ads that are full of all sorts of false propaganda. But in reality, if enough people actually participate in the system, you can beat those billionaires at their own game by actually showing up at the polls or mailing your ballots in. So make sure, especially if you're in some of the West Coast states that have mail-in balloting, that you mail it in now, like today. Don't wait. And certainly don't wait until the day of the election to mail your ballot, because it won't get postmarked on time. And I have direct information, evidence of that myself. I understand how that works. So don't do that. If you're in a state like Washington, or areas in Washington like where I am at in Martin Luther King Jr. County, you can actually drop your ballot off at a drop box, which is probably the best way to do it, because that way you know it got there. You know that nothing happened between the time you dropped it off and it ended up at whatever post office it had to go to. So that's a good way to do it. Make sure that the signature on the back of your ballot, especially if you're in Washington State, you have to sign the back of the envelope, right, when you mail it in. So make sure that signature matches exactly word for word your registration signature. So if you used your middle initial on your voter registration, then use your middle initial in your signature. And you can always check on those records by contacting your local elections commission. In my case, it would be the King County Elections Commission. So please vote. Please exercise your franchise, because lots of people are having their voting franchise taken away from them by people who do not have their best interests in mind. And so think about what democracy means to you. Now, yes, we have a very flawed system, and some may not even call it a democracy at this point. Many call it an oligarchy. But we must rebirth democracy. We need a pro-democracy movement in this country, and we have to start with stopping things like vote suppression, like what's happening in Georgia, where hundreds of thousands of people are being purged from the rolls. And also, we have to stop the money runs politics system that we have here in the United States. So we need to work on campaign finance reform. We really need publicly funded elections. And there are other models, folks. This is not the only one. This winner-take-all, throw money, as much money as you can system, and buy as many media ads as you can system. The networks, the media networks make a lot of money this time of year, so they love it too. But it's kind of a corrupt system, and I would really like to see it stopped. I think that we need public financing of our elections, and we need strict limits on how much can be spent. This is Mark Taylor-Canfield, Executive Director for Democracy Watch News. Please check us out at democracywatchnews.org. We're also all over Twitter, and have live Twitter Space events with journalists in other parts of the world besides North America. There are other parts of the world, by the way. And democracy is an issue in every area of this planet, so we're always keeping an eye out on that. You can also check me out on the Jeff Santos Show every Friday on Twitch TV, and also Facebook Live and radio. The Jeff Santos Show, or every Friday, at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And support independent media is very important in these times when, just a few corporate entities own most of what you see and hear. So having independent networks like the Jeff Santos Show and the Tom Hartman Show, who I also reported for today on the midterm elections, they're great places to go to get information you won't hear anywhere else. This is Mark Taylor-Canfield in Seattle. Please go out and vote. Exercise your franchise.